ago, when I covered it, when Jerry Jones hired Jimmy Johnson to replace legendary Tom Landry, I asked Jimmy, were you a better coach or a better architect? And he agreed. He thought he was a better architect than he was a coach. He was a darn good one at that.
It looks like he's emotional already.
He is much more emotional about this than I ever anticipated.
Right, I got a question. I have a question. How about them Cowboys? Nah, this is the Hall of Fame. We can cheer everybody. The question and answer in 1989 about how about them Cowboys? Not a rosy one for Jimmy Johnson. College national championship coach goes to the NFL, succeeds Dallas legend Tom Landry, and he starts 1-15. But he knew much more than the rest of us. By 1991, the Cowboys were in the playoffs. In 1992, they won the Super Bowl in blowout fashion with the youngest team in the league. In 1993, they won another one again, beating Buffalo. 7-1 in the playoffs. The first head coach to win a national title in college and the Super Bowl. Jimmy knew how to draft and trade and win, and then he was out. You know, some guys just seem impervious to the heat. As if following one legend wasn't enough, Jimmy decided to do it again, succeeding Don Shula in Miami. Made the playoffs 3 of his 4 seasons with the Dolphins. He sure paid attention and learned by coaching under some of the greatest names that you will hear. Jackie Sherrill, Frank Broyles, Johnny Majors, Chuck Fairbanks. He knew what he was looking at. 9 drafts, 15 of the players he drafted would play in 63 Pro Bowls. And now he is looking at a tryman here in Canton, Ohio, to present him his first ever draft pick, Hall of Fame quarterback Troy Aikman.
I think the greatest contribution that Jimmy Johnson had on the game is taking a team that was the worst in the league in 1989 that won just 1 football game, and 3 years later being crowned Super Bowl champions.
Jimmy Johnson seemed destined for football's brightest spotlight.
Stretch it out, stretch it out.
In 1989, after leading the Miami Hurricanes to national championship heights in the college ranks, he succeeded NFL legend Tom Landry as Dallas Cowboys head coach.
He was the architect of those teams. He built those teams. He selected the players for those teams. His eye for talent, his ability to motivate players, coaches as well, I think is what allowed him to have the success that he had and what allowed us as a football team to have the success that we had.
Johnson's wildly successful tenure culminated with consecutive championships in Super Bowl 27 and Super Bowl 28.
He's taken his team from the absolute worst to the absolute best.
He became the first coach to win championships in the college and pro ranks.
Probably my favorite moment was at the Rose Bowl when we won our first Super Bowl. And I remember coming over to the sidelines after we had gotten a lead and we knew we were going to win the game. The clock was winding down. Seeing Michael and Emmett messing up Jimmy's hair, which is something that no one had ever seen at any level. We hadn't seen it. America had never seen it.
Following 2 years away from football, Johnson returned in 1996 as head coach of the Miami Dolphins. After 3 playoff appearances in 4 seasons, he retired after the 1999 season, his legacy firmly secure.
It's football immortality to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. For someone who has meant so much to me and so many others, for him to finally have his rightful place in the Pro Football Hall of Fame was pretty cool. I am honored and privileged to present my friend Jimmy Johnson for enshrinement into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
How about them Cowboys?
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Jimmy Johnson for enshrinement into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Troy Aikman.
Oh, boy.
Well, first of all, about Troy, you know, I had a lot of great players, but more than a great player, he's become a great friend. And I think that's one of the great things about our game is the relationships that we make with one another, players, coaches, each other. It's a special, special game. And I guess you're asking, you want to know what I'm going to say about Jerry Jones. Well, Jerry, you told me, you said, we're going to make sports history before we ever bought the Cowboys, before you bought the Cowboys, because I didn't pay a damn cent. And you know what? We did make sports history. Not only for the Dallas Cowboys, but for the NFL. To go from the worst team in the league 2 years in a row to winning back-to-back Super Bowls and building a heck of a football team. We did it, and let me tell you, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Jerry. Thank you for giving me that opportunity. I look back, and so many things have happened to me in my career, and it's because of others. I didn't do it, they did it. But before I get into the thank yous, I want to say something about the people that really sacrificed. My sons, Brent and Chad, and their mother, Linda Kay. She was a great, great woman. My wife and my best friend, Rhonda. Hey, Bill Cowher knows, a coach, he has to struggle with the family life, and wives put up with a lot of crap. Fortunately, Rhonda didn't have to put up with much crap because I'm pretty good. Well, getting ready for this thing, I'm saying, okay, who all am I going to thank? I started putting a list. I said, no, I can't do that. I went back to Brent and Chad. I said, I wasn't there for you. I felt like I had to outwork my opponent. And that's why it's so hard on coaches' families. I was out there. My two sons played football. I never saw them play a down. And that's a shame. But fortunately, I corrected that. And we have a relationship now that I wouldn't trade for any. It is the best. And I got the greatest two sons in the world. And I love them with all my heart. And I love my wife, Rhonda, with all my heart, and I appreciate what she puts up with me. But I started putting together a list. And I said, okay, Troy, Emmett, Michael, Charles, Nate, Dan, Jason, Zach, Russell, Kay, Daryl, Steph, my coaches, Dave, Tony, Norv, Butch, Camps, Hud, Mike, Brother Bruce. I said, the hell with it. I can't make a list. There's too many. There's too many to say thank you. So I'm not going to say a whole lot of thank yous. I went to the College Football Hall of Fame a long time ago because I had great assistant coaches and great players. Maybe I had something to do with bringing them together, but they won the games. Those players won the games. I didn't win the games. I went in the Broadcasting Hall of Fame. Hey, listen to this. When you're sitting there with Terry, Howie, Michael, Jay, Kurt, and you got the best producer in all of televisions with Bill Richards. Hey, you're going to go in the Broadcasting Hall of Fame. It's because of those folks. And now I'm in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Again, great assistant coaches, great players, and a great organization. Looking back, and I went and counted them up. I coached, recruited, or drafted 13 players in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And let me tell you what, Zach Thomas belongs up here. Darren Woodson belongs up there. There's two players. They were key factors. We led the NFL in defense in Dallas. We led the NFL in defense in Miami. And those two players were key parts of it. They need to be Hall of Famers. That way I'll have 15 of them or whatever. Hey, and on top of that, I coached and broadcasted with 14 more Hall of Famers. I think I know what one looks like. A few months ago, a few of my friends came down to the Keys. We laughed. We told stories. It was truly one of the more enjoyable times of my life. I told them after they left, I said, you know, when we were winning championships, you know, we were so obsessed and so driven to get better. Even after that first Super Bowl, you know, I was on the road. We were all on the road going and looking at players, getting ready for the draft, trying to find more players, trying to get better. Because we were working that way, we probably didn't enjoy the success as much as what we should have. And moments like what we had a month or two ago when those guys came down, maybe that makes up for it a little bit to where we can enjoy it. You know, I always tried to make my people better. Right, Charles? Try to make us better. Every player, every coach, I tried to make them better. And, you know, I never really dreamed. I wasn't a dreamer. You know, dreaming's hoping. I believed. I really believed. You know, and people say, you know, what made you think when you were at Miami, you're going to take these inner city kids and they were going to get an education? What made you say that you were going to get them a college degree? Because that's what I talked about. I believe they were. And I may tell you, 90% of them got their college degree. And that's what I was proud of. What made you think that you're going to win a Super Bowl when you were 1-15? I didn't dream about it. I believed that we were going to win a Super Bowl. When you believe it, I think it has something the way you act and how you deal with people. You know, your expectation, and you put expectations on them. You treat a person as he is, he's going to stay as he is. Treat a person as if he were what he could be and should be, he'll become what he could be and should be. I didn't dream, I believed we were going to do it. You can live your life influenced by others, or you can believe in something, and people will say, hey, you're stubborn, you're foolish, you're crazy. But if you believe it, you're going to work to make it happen. Wayne Isaac had told me one thing. He says, Jimmy, he says, let me tell you something. I know how hard you work, but don't forget about QTL, quality time left. Think about that. I'm 78 years old, and I think about QTL all the time. Let me tell you something, folks. The people that you love, like my family right over there, appreciate those people. Because there come a day you're not going to be able to appreciate them because you're not going to be around. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for the opportunity. And thank everybody that helped me along the way. Thank you.
Jimmy got right to the point, and it's been so great to see Jimmy and Jerry sharing admiration, respect, and Jerry said on Thursday night that Jimmy will be inducted into the Cowboys Ring of Honor.
Yes, and that was a great moment. You know, I knew Jimmy very well when he was a coach. But when he went to Miami, I said, what's the most important thing you got to do? He goes, I have to build organizational morale. That was the last thing I was expecting to hear from him. It was important to him.
2 Super Bowl winning head coaches selected to this class. The final inductee of the night, Bill Cowher, when we come back.
Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do. Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do. Satisfying and fresh, so creamy and delish. Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do. Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do. So tasty, so pure. Can I have a little more? Only Daisy Cottage cheese.
You won't admit you love me, and so you only tell me. Perhaps.
Spicy chicken nugs. We didn't say Wendy's, but you probably thought Wendy's. And you thought right. But you probably didn't think they'd be free with any purchase through the Wendy's app.
Your mom's gotta go.
She's family.
She's using my Old Spice moisturizer with shea butter, and she's wearing my robe.
We're out.
Verizon launched the first 5G network, and now we want to be the first to give everyone the joy of 5G by giving every customer a new 5G phone. Old customers, new customers, families, businesses, every customer. From these bakers to these bakers. Hello. New 5G phones when you trade in your old ones. Cracked, busted, sticky buttons and all, thank you. Upgrade your phone, upgrade your network.
Ricky Bobby, today the road is your classroom. It's time for your extracurriculars. Vámonos, amigos.
Every time nacho fries came back, that bold seasoning was drawing something closer. And once they taste that warm nacho cheese sauce, they won't stop till there's nothing left.
Taco Bell's Fry Force, now serving in a Taco Bell near you.
You won't admit you love me, and so you only tell me. Perhaps.
Talon. Yes. David Baker from the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Oh my gosh. Both the 2020 and 2021 enshrinements this August will make for the best class ever. Go online now to get your Hall of Fame exclusive enshrinement gear at profootballhof.com.
See you in Canton for twice the fun in 21.
Opening weekend of La Liga. Catch all 10 matches on ESPN Plus. And Barcelona versus Real Sociedad on ABC and ESPN Deportes.
SportsCenter coming up after the Hall of Fame. Lamar Jackson returns to Ravens practice for the first time in nearly 2 weeks, and how Allison Felix became USA Track and Field's most decorated Olympian. SportsCenter next. But first, Bill Cowher grew up just 4 miles from Three Rivers Stadium, led the Steelers to 2 Super Bowls, winning 1, and now the next stop on Bill Cowher's journey, induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Well, not a coincidence that he is finishing this night with all the Steelers. He was 36 years old when he took the job at the Steelers. 15 years later, he only won 1 Super Bowl. Not 4 like Chuck Noll, but he had represented an image to Steeler fans. The chin, the spittle, whatever it was, they certainly embraced it.
And his overall theme, that we were a family, we were in this together. Here's Boomer.
You know, we haven't mentioned the Steelers in a while. Yeah, I still think there's some black and gold out there, like a lot. Succeeding a legend. Boy, that's been a big theme tonight, hadn't it been? And it sure applies to Bill Cowher. Chuck Noll was hired by the Rooneys as a first-time head coach.